present sports for the culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Melo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Boogie, man.
Just the greatest sports show on the planet. La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
What up? That slow bop. That yeah, it still got that little bop to it. You know what I'm saying? I actually heard some of the big dogs trying to sample and steal our swag. You know, I'm gonna have to get the copyright lawyers warmed up. For real. But yeah, it's guys present sports for the culture, man. The realest, the endless on the block, man. I'm Scruff Lion. I'm the host for the evening. We got a nice little docket of sports and culture topics for us to get into this evening. And, we getting into here with the people, man. I'm here with the gang, so let me go ahead and introduce the fellas. Top right, introduce yourself.
At Bryce, XXV, Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer, a.k.a. the good mister. The good mister will never steer you wrong, man. Let's get it, yo. 2 weeks, by the way, my boy. Excited for this show tonight, man. We got a crazy lineup tonight, fellas. And I think it's some things that got to be addressed. And there's some other things that, like, man, NFL trade deadline. I can't wait to talk about this. So let's get into it, man.
Yeah, man. Some things got to be addressed for sure, man. One thing that should be addressed, man. Happy belated birthday to the boy Young Rome. Feel me? Fellow October, baby. You know what I mean?
We was in the city for my guy Young Rome, man. Shout out to Young Rome, man. We lived it up, my boy.
Yes, sir. Rome, introduce yourself.
Yeah, man, I know what it is. You know, Scorpio season out here, so it might get a little spicy. We got a lot to get into though, but I do want to start off with a quick rest in peace to Takeoff. I know we're going to talk about that at the top of the show. We got a crazy lineup for y'all. So if you're new to the show, man, hit that like button. If you on Twitter, follow, YouTube, subscribe, all that, man. We got a lot to get into.
Yes, sir. Yes, we do. Bottom left, introduce yourself.
It's your boy D-Melo Ragu, and the World Cup is looking a couple months away, man. I'm really feeling Americano today. Got my soccer jersey on today, man. And a little bit goes to the amigos, man. My condolences go out to Takeoff and his family. Pretty rough topic later on tonight. So, but hey, man, let's kick the show right.
Yeah, see, you was talking about soccer. I wasn't sure if you was talking about amigos or the amigos, to be honest. Keep it a buck with you.
You can do both.
Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, but let's get into it, man. What we going to get into first? You want to get into that NFL trade deadline? Because it was like actually the craziest NFL trade deadline that I've seen, actually, in the history of my life, which is, like 30 some odd years. I ain't never seen that NFL trade line heat up like this. So is anything particular about this NFL trade deadline, any of these big trades that really jumps out to you? Biggest splash of the NFL trade deadline. I'm going to start with G since you just reviewed all the trades.
Wow. Now, my biggest splash is Miami, man. I said it I said it before the season started. Miami was my Super Bowl winner, my Super Bowl contender, and they're not proving me wrong just yet. I'm loving Miami. The surprise shit, I didn't think they needed Jefferson though. Jeff Wilson, I didn't think they needed him, but they went ahead and got a running back. They pumped up on the defense. They stocked up on that. I don't know, man. I'm just feeling Miami. But the weirdest trade out of all of this is Claypool going to the Bears. I didn't see that happening.
Yeah, it's funny because he was rumored to the Packers, but ended up with the Bears, which is a little interdivisional rivalry. Another trade that's worth mentioning is T.J. Hawkinson got traded to the Vikings, another team that's kind of divvied up as a contender. And my guy Young Rome right here actually predicted the Vikings to go to the Super Bowl, and now they got Hawkinson. So I'm assuming you think Hawkinson trade was the biggest trade of the evening?
No, I don't actually. So I just want to say real quick on this trade deadline, because you said it at the top. Craziest trade deadline possibly in the history of NFL. It used to be an early trade deadline. It used to be like no trades. They just pushed it back in 2012. And this is by far, I think, the most trades on the day of the deadline that's even happened. I double check that. But I think G said one of the weirdest trades. I think the weirdest trade of the day had to be Calvin Ridley getting traded to Jacksonville. My man is on suspension right now for gambling on the league, and he's still getting dealt. Like that's how crazy of a trade deadline this is. But the biggest trade, I don't even know if I would say it was Hawkinson. I think it might be Bradley Chubb going to the Dolphins. I think you get a pass rusher on that defense. You got that offense that can put up a bunch of points. Presumably, teams are going to need to pass on you. You get a pass rusher like Chubb, put him in situations where you could just rush the passer. That might be play huge dividends come playoff times. That might not make a big splash right away, but that's the kind of move that I can see. Wild card weekend, divisional round, all of a sudden a guy like Bradley Chubb getting 2-3 sacks a game in big moments. So I think that might be the biggest trade of the day. But there were so many.
Yeah, you got to make a good point, Ron. When you acquire a pass rusher, you tend to think that maybe the Dolphins see themselves in the situation where maybe they're hanging with the Bills and the Chiefs, and they need to get that stop down the line. That seems to be the last piece to the puzzle when it comes to these Super Bowl type of contending teams. Bryce, man, what's your thoughts on the NFL trade deadline? Who do you think had the biggest splash, or what really caught your attention?
I mean, I think one of the things that catches my attention whenever you have trade deadlines, usually in the NBA, right? We get it all the time, but now in the NFL, is you see what these GMs view these players worth as, right? Scruff knows I have this saying, man, where I say, the lowest price you can buy something that is its true value. That's its true worth. Wherever you can find it the lowest, that's how much it really is. And if you get it anywhere else for any more, you're getting overcharged, and you get to see what these players are really worth as far as like the trade value. And I've seen some surprises. I mean, Chase Claypool for a second round pick, I thought was kind of surprising. You know what I mean? I think he was a third round pick, if I remember correctly. So that's a good flip by the Steelers. And then there was another one that I was surprised at as well. Someone else went for a first round pick. I was a little surprised at. But I think the biggest trade of the deadline, in my opinion, is you can't forget about the Commanders. No, I was just playing. I had to say that for G. But no, I'd say the biggest trade to me is Roquan Smith to the Ravens. I think the Ravens been looking for that guy for a minute to fill that void at that middle linebacker since C.J. Mosley left, and they try to do it with Patrick Queen, but I don't think Patrick Queen has been quite what they're looking for, right? And now I feel like Roquan Smith's about to step into that role, and he's going to thrive. And the Ravens defense has been, I'd say it's been a it hasn't been a bad defense, but it's been a shaky defense. It's like it's an up and down defense. That's what I call it. It's been an up and down defense this season. And I think Roquan Smith can help bring it some stability down the stretch. So I think that was my favorite trade of the deadline. But like you guys said, let's not forget about the trades that happened the week prior. I mean, Christian McCaffrey to the Niners, James Robinson to go over there and help out the Jets after Brees Hall got hurt. He might
Robert Quinn was a big one.
Robert
Quinn to the
That
Eagles.
was a big one.
So they started the trade deadline, a week before too. So it's like it's really, you can tell, man, the NFL's coming different now as far as trade deadlines going. I think that points to how easy the systems are being run now. It was a time where it used to take a guy a minute to acclimate to a system. Now it's a little more plug and play.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, and this is technically last week's trade, but that Christian McCaffrey trade got to be one of the best trades for a team right now. I seen that first game with McCaffrey. He was looking like the missing link out there, just like this perfect fit. You know what I'm saying? Just perfect fit, man. Just perfect.
But don't let that recency effect get you too hard, man. I feel like, we've seen Christian McCaffrey be better than what we saw in that game. And I think that, everybody's hyping that game, of course, because, he did something phenomenal. He basically hit for the cycle of football. You get a passing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a rushing touchdown. That's every way you can score. Right. Only thing he needed was a return touchdown. He would have got that.
He do that, too. He liked that.
Yeah. But I think we know what Christian McCaffrey is at this point, bro. We knew he had that in him. The question is,
so can he stay healthy?
That's the only question, bro. Because we already seen him do
only question that matters.
Yeah, we've seen him do this before, bro. That's not it didn't shock me. But how long can you do it for? And we'll see. We'll see. Because they made a big investment there.
Very true, man. Very very true, man. I'm a big fan of Christian McCaffrey. He always have been over the years. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what do you guys think about the Bears getting Claypool just pretty much just to spite the Packers? Because the Packers been talking about getting Claypool for weeks now. Everybody knows the Packers been all in on trying to get a receiver, and the first name that came out was Claypool. It was never a coincidence that it was the Bears that traded for him, you know. And now it's coming out that the Packers also offered them a second round pick for Claypool. They went with the Bears pick. What do you guys think about that?
That's interesting because the Bears gave him a second rounder.
Yeah.
I like it from a perspective that I think Justin Fields needs weapons badly. Arguably more than Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? But I like that move for them. But I also saw somewhere that said that it's kind of like it's a little flip floppy for me because in the same time they also traded Roquan Smith for a second rounder, and then Roquan Smith is all world talent. So you basically traded Roquan Smith for Chase Claypool, and I don't know if I agree with that trade. But separately, I do agree. I do like the Claypool addition, but Bears is moving weird. I guess you had to get rid of Roquan Smith, but I don't know. I like Claypool though. I like Claypool for them. I think he could be a number one for them. But Steelers got rid of him for a reason.
I just want to know what's the market. I mean, go ahead.
I don't really like the Claypool trade for the Bears at least. I think they're going to use it to kind of scapegoat my man Fields. I think Claypool would have been a better fit for the Packers with a more established QB like Rodgers. I don't view Claypool as the dominant number one receiver type that Justin Fields probably needs. I've said it before on the show. You look at what Stephon Diggs has done for Josh Allen. You look at what AJ Brown is doing for your boy Hurts. That's something that Justin Fields needs. He needs that type of connection with that type of dominant, true number one receiver, which I don't think Chase Claypool is. I mean, he could prove me wrong, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I think you're right with that. I think you're right on point with that, Ron. But I think what you see from the Bears is like, I don't know, and I shop here sometimes, but have you ever shopped the Aldi and you got the Aldi brand? That's what the Bears do. Like, they're the kings of that shit. Like, all right, yeah, we got no Reese's Puffs, but we got, peanut butter swirl puffs, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? We got the cinnamon Toast Crunch, we got the cinnamon crackers. It's like the same taste and shit. It looks the same. You know what I'm saying?
We don't got Fruit Loops, we got Fruit Rings.
We got McDonald's at home, We don't got cheese curls. We got cheese balls and shit. That's what the Bears doing, though. They real bootleg. You know what I'm saying? So I don't love it, but they moving real sus. They ain't gonna do shit with it though. That's the funny thing. I'm sure Justin Fields will be happy, but that's how bad the receiver room was though. Like, because anything's an upgrade. Man. Anybody that has hands that catches them, that can run a route tree, it's an upgrade.
Y'all just respecting Darnell Mooney.
I was about to say Darnell Mooney is the only one. Yeah, I was gonna say he's the only one. I ain't got time for Pettis.
Y'all just respecting playing them in St. Brown.
Bruh,
nah, I don't got time for that. He's the wrong brother. He's the wrong brother.
Well, Pettis showed up that one week. He was the best receiver on the team, man. He just got picked up off the practice squad. Like, you feel me? So it's craziness, man. Craziness what they were doing out there. But I don't know. I don't see the Bears making the playoffs. If that's what we're talking about here.
The real question is out of all of this, right? What's the market for Odell Beckham is going to be when he gets back? I could just see that contract he gets is going to be bananas.
I don't think so.
He's been
that's a good question,
so long. He's been holding out that it makes me feel like he knows something that we don't.
He's hurt. He's hurt. Everybody who said it right now, every GM that's been asked the same question, are y'all gonna go for Odell Beckham? They all said until he's healthy, we're gonna call Odell. And he's not healthy, mind you. He just tore his ACL.
Somebody still offering him?
Bro, whatever that contract is gonna be, bro, they're gonna give him the fucking bank. Just for a month and a half, and then the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're gonna give him the bank.
Yeah.
Who do y'all think Odell's gonna end up with though?
Whoever just hired
gotta be a contender.
Gotta be the Chiefs at this point.
Bro,
maybe the Chiefs.
I need Baltimore to go get him, man. I need Baltimore to go
Bro,
get
that's
him.
the problem with that. And I thought about Odell to Baltimore, but bro, Baltimore needs a real number one receiver, and Odell's not that at this stage, bro. And I feel like he's gonna be like they're gonna end up be like, okay, well, Lamar has a receiver now. In all actuality, like that's not that same Odell. That was that number one, that bona fide number one. You feel me?
Yeah.
I don't know if I think Lamar is the anomaly to my whole theory of a young QB needing that true number one though. I don't like I think Claypool would be better off on the Ravens than the Bears. You know what I mean? Like I think Lamar, and I know he's not, some super accurate passer or nothing like that. I just think he's that dynamic of a talent to where he's probably one of the few that could get away with not needing that true number one receiver.
So, fellas, give me 5 teams then that Odell might go and join. 5 teams.
The
I say
Packers,
Ravens,
the
Packers.
the Packers, the Chiefs for sure.
Packers.
Yeah, hell yeah, they don't got nobody.
Yeah, they need to do something.
Bro, me and Rome could start for them.
Yeah, I thought
Yo,
Romeo
honestly,
Dubs was gonna be. I thought Romeo Dubs was gonna give me more, man.
Romeo Dubs has been the only consistent receiver on the squad, though, bro.
Barely.
Consistent ain't even the right word for him right now.
Yeah, that's not even the right.
The way he was balling in the preseason, I was like, all right, Romeo, and Romeo Dubs was a dog in Nevada, bro. He was a dog in Nevada, catching everything across the throw.
I thought he played well.
Yeah, I was surprised.
You know what it is though? They can't play with Rodgers.
Think it's Rodgers?
Yeah, I think it's right. It's definitely Rodgers, bro.
What?
Yeah, for taking off the those OTAs, you should have been there for OTAs.
Look at Aaron Rodgers post Super Bowl and how like once Aaron Rodgers was the man. Look at how what receiver did he develop? What receiver came up with Rodgers after he was already somebody? All his receivers that were.
What are you talking about?
Devontae Adams was already your dog.
Devontae Smith owes him his whole life. What are you talking about?
Adams, yeah. You can't take Devontae Adams from him.
Yeah, Devontae Adams.
It's not that, but you also can't be on some old.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers made Devontae Adams. Yeah, I don't view it that way at all. I don't view it that way at all. Like,
how does he look?
Like, what was Reggie Wayne without Peyton Manning? Like, I think Devontae Adams is doing all right in Oakland or in Las Vegas right now.
He's doing all right. He was
he's not. Did you not see what the shit show they gave him last week?
He was unanimously the best receiver in the league, and now he's barely mentioned.
He was only the best receiver in the league because D-Hop was hurt, but
no, he was only the best receiver in the league because he was with Aaron Rodgers, bro. And he was a
good
receiver.
But you do remember that he was cooking shit early this season.
I don't know, man. After last weekend, bro, my man only caught for one catch for 3 yards.
I mean, he's got a whole case over his head right now, bro.
But
like
people said that he was
a whole case.
Continue on, like he was just going to continue on being the best receiver. Like there was going to be no repercussions for the fact that his quarterback changed. People
did think that. I was never on board with that because I never viewed him as that number one or that like best receiver in the league guy anyway. But I mean, I still think Devontae is nice. What I'm saying is now that Rodgers doesn't even have that type of talent, what's he doing? Rodgers has never made it shake with a cast of scrubs. You know what I mean?
With respect to Aaron Rodgers, maybe they're underachieving, but are they not still the third best team in the conference? Maybe if you're picking, maybe the Eagles still the number one team, the Vikings number two, and then who you got after that? I'd have to go with Green Bay.
No, you're not. You're not. They're not better than Dallas. They're not better than Dallas.
I'd have to go with Green Bay.
Nah, bro, you bugging. Now you a hater. No,
I'm not.
A hater.
I'm
bro, you're not going to sit here and tell me that they're better than Dallas.
Are they better than Dallas on a week-to-week basis?
No, they're not.
But if there was
so they're not better than Dallas right now.
If there was one game, Green Bay versus Dallas, I'm taking Green Bay.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
You're lying. New York Giants, I'm taking Green Bay.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
You're basically saying you're taking Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely.
But Aaron Rodgers can't catch the ball too.
And that's where it's flawed.
And then that defense is trash. That defense is trash.
No. That defense not trash, bro. You're tripping.
Yes, it is, bro. That defense is trash, bro.
That defense was number one versus the pass.
Bro, that defense is boo-boo. Caca.
Bro, they got the best corner in the league. What are you? Hey, you're tripping.
No, bro.
Yeah, I don't
That
know.
that
I
defense is
wouldn't say
trash, bro.
trash.
That defense is
I
not
wouldn't say
trash, bro.
trash.
They got
No,
probably the
bro.
best corner in the league. They got a couple of the better pass rushers in the league. Rashawn Gary is a dog, bro. Preston Smith gets after it. Kenny Clark in the middle is bona fide. I mean, where's the defense trash, bro? Like, who's
Bro, this
trash?
is a defense that's supposed to carry this team,
Travis to the
and they have
safety,
yet to
right?
carry this team. But this defense has how many first rounders in the defense? 8 first rounders,
It's hard to be trash with that many first
You
rounders.
know, you know what the
bro,
real, you know
and
what
they're
the real
trash.
problem with the Packers is they want to run the offense through Aaron Rodgers and the receivers. Their best players are the running backs. Their
Yes,
best
and that's
two,
that's you're right. You're right,
We can
Ron.
agree to that.
their
100%.
their
Yeah, I
best
can agree
two
with that.
players are their running backs.
100%.
Even when they played the Commanders, I do it too, bringing up the Commanders for no real reason. But when they played the Commanders, they started cooking when they started throwing it to Aaron Jones. When they started handing it to Aaron Jones, that's by far their best playmaker. They need to get him involved way more. I know Rodgers wants to be the man. I know he is the man. But Scruff, you even said it. Those receivers are underachieving just as well as he's not necessarily bringing them up. There's drop passes that should be caught. There's miscommunications on routes. So to me, the problem with the Packers is they just need to start running that ball more and involving their backs in the passing game because those dudes are good receiving backs as well.
So we're saying LaFleur is the problem then?
Yes,
That's so
Nah,
as
tough,
as
right?
of
Because
as of right now, I would say yes.
wait, but all
I
right.
wouldn't blame it
Let's
on
wait.
him either.
Matt LaFleur's record since he got to Green Bay has been almost impeccable, man.
Dog,
Aaron
that's because
Rodgers
of
all the
Aaron
time.
Rodgers, bro.
No,
That's
no,
Aaron
no.
Rodgers.
Okay, no. I'm
You
not.
got
I'm
to
not
give him that
denying
though.
that.
But
I'm
yeah,
not denying that. But so a little bit of adversity and like, what are we trying? What do we do? We just act like they're just trash now, bro. I think when it's all said and done in the season, the Packers will be around, bro. They will be around. They will be fighting for that 6, 7 seed. They'll be clawing to get in the playoffs, and they'll probably get in, bro. And you don't want to see them because that would mean they got hot late. And you don't want Aaron Rodgers hot late, bro. See, when I see these quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, don't got it all together yet, that means they might get hot late. And they get hot late, they're going to run. They're going to deep run. So we'll see. We'll see how that ends, bro. Could be bad for
we
NFC,
will
though.
see. We will see, man. We will see. We will revisit these conversations, man. NFL trade deadline was hot. Hot. It was hot today, man. It was hot. Hold up, man. We still getting some love on the trade deadline. Maybe I shouldn't kick it yet. It's a new viewer, man. What up, bro? Hit that subscribe and follow button if you follow for the first time. Packers' next 4 games is in Detroit, the Cowboys, the Titans, and the Eagles. They lose 3 out of 4, they're done. Okay, it's a
I
good
can see
point.
them
I
winning
agree
3
there.
out of those
I
4
was
though.
thinking the same thing when I read the list. It sounded like an easy schedule to me. But I mean, the Cowboys. I guess you think of the Cowboys. Cowboys.
Bro, they're not being Dallas.
Detroit's an easy game. They can win that game. Yeah,
Detroit is the toughest bad team, though, in the league. They're out of all the bad teams, they're the toughest.
I agree with that.
They're not beating Dallas. Not at home. They're definitely not beating Dallas at home.
I think they would beat Dallas though.
Titans are very beatable.
Titans are
Titans are
definitely beatable.
beatable.
And the Eagles,
Titans,
bro.
not.
I was saying the thing I was saying about the Eagles, man. Like I think there's not a game I can look at with the Eagles that we're gonna lose. I can say on paper we're gonna lose, but like I know we're gonna lose at least like 2 games somewhere. Man, why?
Yeah.
Rodgers. I don't know. So I don't know. We'll see about the Packers though. But you're right. Those are good 4 games. We'll see, bro. 2 of them games are definitely
Actually, seeing that schedule and hearing what Bryce said, because he's right. Rodgers is going to go on a run at some point in the season, right? I think we would all agree to that. Like, there's going to be some point at time in this NFL season where Rodgers looks completely dominant, and it might be over this next stretch of those 4 games, bro. Like, I feel like he finds his stride in Detroit. At the very least, has a shootout with Dak in Dallas. Even if that's a loss, he'll probably start looking nice. And then he could definitely beat the Titans and beat the Eagles. So who knows, man? I think you guys just swayed me on this whole Packers thing.
All right. That's what we do, man. We are persuasive.
Well,
Go ahead. Closing thoughts.
Who, me?
No, I thought Bryce had something else.
no. I thought I was gonna give it a G.
Nah, man.
Right.
Packers is done. It's over for them. Get the coffin, get the fork, get the knife, get the steak, sauce, because it's over for them. The
So
Packers ain't making the playoff.
guaranteeing that.
I'm guaranteed that they ain't
I
making the
can't
playoffs.
guarantee that yet, yo. I think they still got a shot.
Packers are
Well,
definitely going to the playoffs. Fuck out
no,
of
the
here.
fuck they not. No, the fuck they not.
Yes, they are.
No, they not.
I can't say
Yes,
they're
they
done
are.
yet. I can't say they're done
They're
yet.
far from
Get
done.
get get the steak sauce, my boys, because they're damn near well done already.
Oh yeah.
Wait till it
So,
gets real cold outside over at Lambeau, man. Ain't no
Exactly,
airport at Lambeau.
exactly. And them boys ain't catching the ball now that it's not that cold. And then all of
we
a
don't
sudden we
got.
supposed to
AJ
have
Dillon time.
mittens for the winner. Come on now, bro. The receivers is booty cheeks, bro. And the Matt LaFleur is not coaching the proper game for them, knowing that the receivers are trash. You guys said it themselves. They have two of the best. They have two running backs, two good running backs. Matt LaFleur said it before the preseason. I got an A1 and A and B and 1B, and he's yet to use them correctly.
Yeah, he's dropping the ball with that, bro. I'm not gonna disagree. He's dropping the ball with that running back usage, bro. Especially AJ Dillon. Not yo, man. Them guys should both be getting. They shouldn't be measured by their carries. They should be measured by their touches. And I'd say like 15 to 17 touches for each one every game is a minimum. Aaron Jones, you probably want to give him more like 20. And if I
Yeah.
look at the box score and AJ Dillon only has 7 carries, chances
You
are
ain't
the
doing it.
Packers
You ain't
lost.
doing it. You ain't
What they
doing it,
need
bro.
to do is go watch Dallas and see how they run in that offense. Look at that.
But you see how long it's taking Dallas, and Dallas only did it right the last game because Zeke got hurt, right? And before then, they were giving Zeke a little too many carries. They wanted to really be great because Pollard, every time Pollard touched the rock, he's liable to take it to the house. That boy good. I can't even lie. That boy is good.
Hey, I still got Dallas winning the East, bro. That was my
Yeah,
prediction at the
that
beginning of the
was
season.
me and you. Me and you both
We
said that.
Yeah,
we
you
8 weeks
like
in. I still think Dallas is gonna
Yeah,
get that
yeah,
division.
yeah, yeah.
All right, come
Yeah,
on, guys.
stuff.
Let's keep
Yeah.
on going, man.
All right, let's get on to the next topic, man. Actually, tragedy struck today. Uh, in Houston, Texas, man. R.I.P. to Takeoff, man. R.I.P. Takeoff, man. Slain at a dice game of all places. Um, Tragic death, obviously. I don't know if we can get into the answer of why this happened. You know, maybe whether it wasn't being safe. I don't know what the situation was. I wasn't there. Either way, it's a tragedy. But we do know his brother is a member of the Migos, which is an iconic group that made iconic records during our time. And, you know, we'll go down in the record books as being a legend without a doubt. So, you know, one sip for Takeoff, man. And I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna personally have a personal takeoff dedicated to you later as well, brother. But let's go ahead and dive into this situation. And what are y'all thoughts, man? Aftermath of hearing this news today. This just dropped today. Bryce, we'll start with you.
man, bro. Like this one hurt, bro. And you know, if you're a fan of the rap game, you've seen a lot of these rappers, fall over the last few years. Uh, it's crazy right now. I mean, being a rapper gotta be by the numbers one of the most dangerous professions in the world. Um, and Takeoff for me, man, like I was a real big fan of Takeoff because from the jump when the Migos came out, I always felt like he was the best one. I mean, I've been telling everyone that's close to me that for years, bro. I look back on my search back on my Twitter feed, and I was saying that back like in 2018, 2017 type, like, yo, Takeoff been that dude in my opinion. I always thought he was the best one, and he dropped that solo album called The Last Rocket. And man, I don't know if y'all have heard that album, but it goes crazy, bro. The Last Rocket goes crazy. Like I still bump it. I still bump a few of those tracks to this day. So and then this newest album they just dropped was he was going stupid, man. Like he was carrying that album. That new album with him and Quavo only, he was carrying that album, bro. And just to see him go like this over it, at a dice game, I don't want to get into the particulars that we're hearing leaking because we can't be sure of anything we're hearing right now. It's just speculation and hearsay. But the fact that it was a dice game, it's like, damn, man, like we lost one of our rappers over a dice game. You know what I mean? We lost a person over over a dice game. We lost a human being over a dice game, bro. And it's tough, man. It's tough when you put that in perspective. But rest in peace, Quavo. Takeoff, aka the last rocket, man. Take off the last rocket, man. RP. And you know what? I'm sorry. I say Quavo because a part of me keeps thinking about how Quavo must feel right now, bro. Because we know he was there. You know what I mean? And like, my heart really goes out to him too, bro. You know what I mean? Because like, he has to live and see that. You know what I mean? And like, that's his family member as well as his business partner, and that's tough, man. That's tough, bro. Because he didn't want that to happen. No matter how it happened, who knows exactly how it happened, but he didn't want that to happen. So I feel for Quavo too, man. But RIP to the last rocket, man. Take off. Hey, bro, you went crazy, bro. Every track you was on, you went crazy. So I was playing them all day today.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
R.I.P. Definitely. Wrong. What's your thoughts, man?
yeah, definitely, man. It's a terribly tragic situation. I saw the news first thing this morning. I literally woke up, and the first time I got on social media today, it was the first thing I saw. Um, couldn't believe it, bro. Couldn't believe it because it just goes to show you how like short and precious life really is. Because like I think, I mean, I want to say this man's Instagram story was still live not too long ago. Like he was just posting, you know what I mean? Like things were just, it was another night out for the most part. Like we mentioned at the top of the show, we went out for my birthday. Like and I don't want to get into particulars either, but like, like things just happen, man, when you go out. Things happen. You really don't know like when something could go left. And that's kind of the reality of life. And it sucks that this happened to someone who's so beloved. Because I just what really tripped me up about it, fellas, was Migos, as Scruff alluded to when he opened the segment, on top of the world, one of like legends. You know what I mean? We've talked about them on this show for other topics about how hip hop groups aren't really a thing anymore. They're like one of the only what I mean hip hop groups of our time. Like so it's just you hate to see it, man. You hate to see it. It happens all too often in the rap game. And you just really, really hate to see someone who was just on top of it like that. Like, I mean, at the highest level, like people that aren't big hip hop fans know who the Migos are. You know what I mean? Like those are songs that get played. Like Bad and Bougie was an anthem. Like that's the song you go all or wherever you were going, you would hear that. You know what I mean? You hear Migos. So it's just wild, and it puts life in perspective to know like how fast it could all just end. So definitely thoughts and prayers to the family. And like Bryce was saying, man, I feel for Quavo too, because obviously he was there and a part of the situation. So I could only imagine what that is like to have that happen and you know what I mean, be there for all that. So it's a crazy tragic situation.
My man said geolocation. I'm like, oh damn, what you got the hackers? Oh man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, nah, craziness though. And it's like, it's truth though, because like I said, you don't know the personal situation, but I know they was beefing. Not Takeoff, but the rest of them to some extent. It's like, nah, man, you don't got time for that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You really don't ever know. It's gonna be your last conversations, your last breaths, your last moments. You gotta try to live them all to the fullest, for real, for real. Any other thoughts on this conversation, man? And what does this mean for the hip hop community as a whole, bro? As we remember Takeoff, man, and the legacy.
My personal opinion when it comes to the rappers, I don't think it's a dangerous profession. I think it's more like some of these guys tend to forget they're no longer regular people no more. Like the thing with PB and Rock, like at one point people were crucifying his girlfriend for location. Come to find out that wasn't even the case while he died. There's people already seen him out there with massive jewelry in a poor neighborhood of Compton, California. He shouldn't have been out like that. You know what I mean? And then this whole thing with Takeoff, this one is crazy in my opinion because these guys are at a private bowling alley event, right? That they did for themselves. how does a gun still manage to get inside that building? Why didn't security do their job and patted everybody down? And on top of that, my thing is, why are you bringing a gun to a place where it's just nothing but rich people? And if not gonna be just rich people, you got these celebrities. Like, why would you need to bring a gun around these folks? Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, why was there a gun in that location? Like, when it comes to these rappers, it's just like these guys put themselves in unnecessary situations. Like, these guys tend to forget, and like, I get it. Oh well, why can I not wear my jewelry? You know why? Because you're no longer a regular citizen no more. You're a celebrity. You got to carry yourself as one. And these guys failed to do this. Like, the shit with Takeoff, like I said, like, why security didn't do their job? Why was there a gun in that building? The shit with P and Rock, like, come on, bro. You're at the time where California right now. There's mass robberies everywhere. People getting robbed everywhere in California. Like, not too long ago right now, we just found out about what the Speaker of the House. Her house just got robbed and her husband got brutally attacked. Like, come on now, we need to realize this shit is not safe for people with some kind of standard figure. Like, if you're a celebrity, walk as such. Have protection, have security, not your homie with a dirty pistol. Legit security that are either former cops or have the right permits to carry around you. Like, this whole nonsense about, like, yo, we're from the street. No, like, that shit is not a joke. You got actually former street people that telling you, look, not too long ago, Meek Mill's just posted on the gram. Like, the streets is fake. The shit's not real. This shit's a joke. And like, people don't tend to take this to real thoughts. Like, all these rappers that have died, if you look back to the situation, as they're putting themselves in these wrong predicaments, like, where you don't need to be in. Like, the one right now with Takeoff, that's not even a predicament that should even happen. Where's security at? I blame security for letting the gun in. Like, people should be patting down nowadays. Like, come on now, bro. Not too long ago, I was just reading on the internet about how a guy shot up nurses because he got into an argument with his baby mother at the hospital. He told his baby mother, the next person to walk in, I'm gonna kill. So, like, why aren't people taking the precautions measures for these people? And that's crazy. I have friends that are gonna become nurses that are working in the medical field. And just to hear that, like, why aren't people taking the precautions measures when they get to certain environments? So, let's be cautious about what we're doing. Like, for me, I have nothing wrong with a dice game. We all have fun. Like, I'm not gonna sit here shit. It could have happened over a game of spades, a game of Uno. Shit, you hear some of the most wildest shit. Look, not too long ago, a girl just got killed because she beat her best friend at a basketball game. A girl,
Oh, I heard
like,
about that.
like, come on now, like, even now with celebrities, like, this shit is just crazy. Like, to rappers, if you guys watching this, please take the cautious measures where you have proper security at every kind of event. This shouldn't be happening. Security, do your jobs. If someone's giving you issue, call the cops. There's nothing wrong with that. If anything, you just saved a life. Tomorrow, someone could have woke up and seen their relatives, whether it be the mother, father, daughter, niece, nephew, uncle, son, whatever. Yeah, and people put your pride to the side. So what? You got disrespected, and it happens to everybody each and every day. You know what I mean? There's days we get mad at our bosses, but shit, we know, yeah, we gotta wake up the next morning, we gotta pay bills, we gotta take care of family. Sometimes we just gotta put our pride to the side and keep pushing. My condolences go off to Takeoff and Quavo and their family, because I know I forgot which one it was the uncle, which one was the nephew. So even that just
Quavo is the uncle.
you get what I'm saying? Like, Quavo got to see his nephew just die, like, in front of his face. My condolences go off, because God knows how I will react. And like, they're saying it was friendly fire, so you know what I mean? Like, even why is your man bringing a gun to the building? Like, come on, this is like, we're just there. Like, we're supposed to be having a good time. We're around good vibes, good family. We're around women, and if you're not into women, you're around men. Like, you're around whatever is gonna give you a great time. And it's sad that this shit had to happen.
You lost me there for a minute. But yeah.
No, because people are into whatever you're into, man. I ain't judging. You're into whatever you're into. I'm into it too. I ain't judging you. I ain't go to law school, and I ain't God.
Let's curve that. But yeah, real talk though, bro. Real talk. I don't know what level of security is in the dice game. Though. But yeah, I feel you though. I mean, you can set the tone.
No, think about it. They're like from reports, right? It said they're at a high-end bowling alley. So it's not like no
Nah,
hot spot that they're in.
I agree with G, man. Like at the end of the day, a lot of these rappers, especially someone of everybody in the Migos, everyone of that stature should be in a better situation, a better environment, or at the very least have, you know what I mean, some type of security. They should be a little bit more untouchable. Um, you would like to think, but either way is terrible situation, and you just wish it hadn't happened.
Yep. I mean, it's a lot of that going around. Like, even Bob Dodds makes a good point. Sean Taylor, you know. But yeah, nah, bro. It's crazy, bro. Crazy, crazy, crazy world we living in, bro. You just gotta be safe, man. It's, make sure that you protecting yourself, do what you gotta do, bro. But yeah, I mean these situations happening far too often, and it's always a tragedy, bro. Truthfully. Um, but yeah, let's put a bow on this topic, man. R.I.P. Takeoff, man. Definitely goes down in the history books, bro. Migos definitely one of the best rap groups of all time, man. We never gonna see a Migos album like we had in the past again. That's for sure. So R.I.P. man. R.I.P. Takeoff, bro.
RP.
R.I.P. Yeah, nah, shit happens. Shit does happen, bro. That's one thing shit does do. It does happen. All right, let's move moving. Shit happens. That should be the team motto for the Brooklyn Nets. Shit happens. Shit happens out here quite regularly, might I add. But yeah, so breaking news today. Steve Nash has been fired as the head coach for the Brooklyn Nets. Feel me? After he was just throwing things and just getting thrown out the game a couple days ago. My man's got that on tape. And now he out here getting fired. Like Donald Trump said, "You're fired." It was probably a real brutal firing too. I know he didn't take it well. He seemed like a very emotional guy. But yeah, Steve Nash is out as the Brooklyn head coach. First of all, I'm gonna start with that. Steve Nash is out as the Brooklyn head coach. What do y'all think of that? Is Steve Nash the scapegoat, or was this the right move? What do you make of this, bro? What do you make of it? G, I'm gonna start with you.
I know this is not a topic, but all I'm gonna say is, James Dolan, you did the best thing by questioning KD's injury, because if he did not do that, this would have been all in the Knicks organization happening right now. But let me get back on. Yeah, because if anybody knows, reports came out. The only reason why KD did not sign with the Knicks is because James Dolan questioned his injury. And now look at the Brooklyn Nets. Oh my God, this is just straight pitiful. I mean, a matter of fact, I don't even feel bad for Steve Nash. If anything, I want to applaud him because he's leaving a shit show, a mess that is the Nets. And whoever gets this job next, oh man, I hope they got the priests, some pastors, some holy water, and I hope they have a meditation doctor that can help him meditate with Kyrie Irving. Because Jesus, whatever's going on between those two players alone is fucking nuts. And then may he help him and a motivation coach for Ben Simmons, because he's gonna need that too. Shout out to whoever is the next coach, and Steve Nash, my boy. Congratulations, my boy. Talk about getting fired on your day off and making it isn't even a bad thing. It's the best thing that can happen to you. Shout out to Steve Nash.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that, Hanzo. We're gonna get into that. We ain't even gonna talk about that yet. I think it's very fitting. But we'll get into that. Rome, what are your thoughts on the Steve Nash firing today?
What I don't get is why did they wait? Why did they wait? What are we 7, 8 games in now? Like, didn't KD demand this like earlier this year? Like, y'all needed to start 2-5 before you did it? Like, that's what I don't get. Am I missing something there? But the writing was on the wall. Writing was on the wall. The Brooklyn Nets are a mess right now, and now I just feel like they're trying to scramble back. Like, they should have been made this move. But like Hansel just mentioned in the comment, maybe there's some conspiracy to it. Maybe they were waiting to make the move till the time was right. But yeah, the Steve Nash firing, man. My only thoughts really are about time. I don't understand what took so long.
So Bryce, is this fair for Steve Nash? What do you think?
Man, that's the question we gotta ask, right? Because Steve Nash, I'm not gonna say he didn't ask to be there, but he was definitely brought there by Kyrie and KD. You know what I'm saying? Like he
It's
was
true.
it was definitely a thing that they had all spoken about before Steve Nash ever arrived. So you're coddling KD by signing Steve Nash. Who do you blame for that? You feel me? I think the ultimate problem is Steve Nash wasn't experienced as a head coach. And unlike most head coaches, he didn't pay his dues in the assistant coaching ranks. Steve Nash, one of the few Bama's that just jumped from
Hmm.
nothing to a head coach. You know, it's like, wait, hold up, bro. Like I know you were a good point guard, but there's things about coaching, you know, the small things that you still got to get down. I think Steve Nash neglected some of those small things, um,
Right.
to his ultimate demise. My ultimate question is: Does Steve Nash ever become a coach again? Because I really
That
do
is a
wonder
good
if like
question.
is he serious about coaching or just was one of those things like let me pad my legacy one time. You feel me?
I think that's
But
up to him if he wants to be a coach again. Because I think that
yeah,
what should cannot be denied from the fact of Steve Nash. Because we once said these same type things about a guy like Mike Brown, right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, oh, he's just a LeBron, extension of LeBron. Nah, he's actually a pretty good coach. It turns out. Same thing we said about Tyronn Lue. He's just a LeBron puppet. You know, so I think maybe he was a KD puppet. But that still puts him in the top third of the league as far as coaching. Maybe I don't know. If he would decide he wants to coach again, I think he'll get another job though. Maybe in like a home,
I mean,
like a Phoenix or something.
I think he definitely get another job, but I don't. I think Bryce has alluded to it, man. Like this was supposed to pad his legacy, and I think it did the opposite. I think it,
Yes.
maybe it'll have maybe it's a little recency or whatever, but like the most I've heard Steve Nash in the news recently, man, is negative, 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 negative. So if I'm him, I lay low for a while. Maybe let somebody run some of my point guard highlights before I decide to do anything else. But right now the stock is pretty low.
You know what I would do if I was him though? Seriously, like this is like job advice. I would go be an assistant somewhere, bro. I'd probably lay low for a little bit too. But if
Yeah, lay
when you do
low.
come back, get on your feet, bro. Step into a top flight assistant role like Mike Brown did. Take the Mike Brown route. Maybe Phoenix. Maybe be the assistant to Phoenix over there. To Monty. You know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, let's get on with it. The with Brooklyn comes the slander and comes a little bit of dirt, man. It's a little dirty. So I mean, the rumor has it that Ime Udoka is the next Brooklyn head coach. It was basically announced that he was the head coach today, and then they backtracked a little bit. They said they didn't hire anybody yet. Well, he's apparently the guy. He's in the candidate. Whatever the case may be, I think it's very fitting actually because this is Brooklyn. This is scandal. This is basically scandal city. Like, man, like they full of that. They doing whatever. They really don't care. They really don't have morals or values. So perfect guy to hire. This guy doesn't have morals or values either.
It's a perfect place to hire. Wow, this dude ain't shit.
He don't got morals and values either. At least when it comes to the news that we heard that he was cheating on the lovely Nia Long. You know what I'm saying? So at least we know he's got a couple things in common with the top brain trust for Brooklyn. He don't got no morals. He don't got no values. He don't got no sense. I'm playing. But nah, in reality, bro, like Ime Udoka actually might be the right basketball choice, but he's clearly not the good choice from an outside looking in perspective because it's messy as all hell could be. It's as messy as a 2-year-old eating SpaghettiOs, right? But
Hey, scrap you all one tonight, man.
but it is
Jesus
what it is, though.
Christ.
Nah, it is what it is. What do y'all think about Ime Udoka possibly being the replacement? Is it a good move? Is it the final sin for the Brooklyn Nets that puts their ship right? I don't know, man. What are y'all thoughts on the Ime Udoka hiring, if that is the choice?
Bro, wasn't he suspended? How you get hired while you suspended? Like,
So
No. The league didn't suspend him. The team did.
I'm saying, so the
Celtics
team
suspended him,
suspended
but
him.
they're
So he's
giving him
under
permission.
contract. How do you
Yeah,
get signed with someone else while you're under contract? It's like
he
the
didn't get
whole
signed
thing.
yet.
So maybe they about to
That's right.
trade it. Maybe they want to trade Udoka. Remember back in
I
the
don't know if
day,
they're going to trade him.
they used
Trade
to trade
coaches.
coaches a lot more back in the day. They don't do it as much now, but you can still
They
do
were
it.
basically giving him permission to seek another job.
Man, they better send Udoka out and try to get a first round pick.
No. But it's right what Nick just said. Like the rumor was that the Boston Celtics gave him permission. If there's a job available for you, they'll give it to him. Like they wouldn't stop him from signing with another team. And I think that was just a problem that the Brooklyn Nets didn't know prior to firing not Steve, prior to firing Steve Nash. Like that's the only reason why they kept him because they didn't know if Udoka was going to be available. I guess
I'll tell you what.
once reports came out that Udoka was available for hiring, I think that's when they've seen like, all right, bro, they seen the writing on the wall. This guy
They
isn't our
said, "Fuck it,
guy.
Steve. Don't come
Fuck
in
it.
today."
Don't come into the. But matter of fact, stay home. We're gonna send you something real quick.
We're gonna send it. Don't come get your stuff. We'll send it to you. That's how you know you really fucked up.
But if Idoka is that defensive mind that he's supposed to be, I think this is good for at least for Ben Simmons because my man, he airballed a jump shot. Oh my, yeah. Like I felt the pain that Cameron when he started ranting about Ben Simmons when Cam, you didn't see it when Cam was going nuts. He was like, "Yo, Ben Simmons, stop wasting my time. You need to go ahead and leave." Oh my god. You gotta watch it. If you haven't seen the clip of Cameron ranting about Ben Simmons, it's the most funniest shit I've seen in a long time.
I think
When
I
he was
did.
just like, yo, bro. But it's true, man. Ben Simmons, if he can't play offense, at least let your defense speak for it and stop fouling out every other game. But yeah,
I
shout out
mean,
to
Ben need a
Udoka,
lot.
man.
Ben, if the Ben situation is going to work, it's going to need proper coaching. I will say that much, and I'll say Ime Udoka is qualified as a coach, but
I think
like I
You
said,
think
it's
Ben is
messy.
coaching away? You think all Ben needs is coaching? Really?
He needs a few things actually. He needs coaching. He needs a sports psychologist, and I think that's pretty much it. He might need God too.
Jeez.
Those three things they're doable. You could do that in 2 years.
look, I think he's the perfect coach for Brooklyn, man. Like if you can balance Nia Long and your side chick at
Oh,
work,
come on,
then you
guys.
could
Let's not
probably you
do
could probably
this.
get those
Come
three
on.
personalities to work out, man. You probably
Y'all
could,
fucking come on. Let's let's not
Hey,
disrespect the man
spice
either
your own
now.
opinion
I'm
of
not
that.
disrespecting him. I'm not
Spice your own
disrespecting
woman.
him. I'm not disrespecting
You
him at all. Those are factual things, bro. That's a hard thing to manage that he was
clearly it's
managing
not a
and
problem for the
managing the
man.
team.
He took the last team to the finals doing that. So now all of a sudden we're gonna like put that out there
Um,
like he can't do it. Come on.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
We're
bro.
Whatever
about to
happened.
find
He's
out.
a
Hey, look, G, we're about to find out how good of a coach he really is. How about that?
he is.
Because
No, we're gonna see a lot.
Celtics were a
We're gonna see a
ready-made
lot
team
about
when
him,
he
bro. We're
got
gonna
him.
see how
Yeah, we're gonna see how good of a coach he really is.
One
You can
thing for
already tell.
sure,
we really are.
if he does end up in Brooklyn, the spotlight's going to be on. It's a big money market. That's really what I was thinking about this whole thing. Is like Brooklyn's always going. Any New York team is always going for some splashy headline because that's really what this also attracts, right? It's not just about the on the court aspect of it. It's also this is going to get us on sports for the culture. They're going to talk. They're going to talk about it. This is going to be the headline. You know what I mean? So
That but I also think about it. Come on, so Boston is not like a big market. It's not those one of
not like
premier
New
Yeah,
York.
basketball
it's
Not
definitely
teams.
a big
not
market.
like New York.
But it's not
It's
like he's
definitely a
going
big
to the
market.
and
Knicks.
and Boston. But what I'm saying is
Nigga,
the New York teams they go for those trashy headlines, those back page headlines.
back
He
page is
said those
crazy.
cornball headlines. These guys are a bunch of cornballs.
Bro, you already know what the New York paper is going to
New
say if
York
he
still,
sign
yeah, I'm about to say
if
New
he goes
York
to
one of the few
Brooklyn.
places. New York one of the few places still selling papers.
That's
I
true.
mean, they're not even
That's
buying
true.
papers other
Yeah.
places. New York, they still get your paper. Get your paper. Like, yo, you
Yeah,
can still get a paper in New York, bro. So
That's
hey,
crazy.
that's true.
them writers got to come different in New York. They got to
That's
keep you.
true,
They got to
bro.
keep your mind into the paper. Like they can't just say it to you. So it's a little tougher when you're that type of reporter. Got to have a crazy headline.
That's true though. I mean, hey man, like attracts like, bro, and hey,
Hey, but
Emo Doga to the.
Them New
listen.
York writers are the originators of the clickbait.
We
Hey,
say B.
not that
Very true.
I'm not trying to keep like holding things against Udoka at this point. But did we ever find out like the truth that Matt Barnes was saying we were all going to find out, and like that
What
stuff ever
truth?
come out? Like what really happened? Or
I
we just
think
let it
after this
Get
team
an
hires
inappropriate
him, we're gonna
relationship.
find out.
Get
take
an
off?
inappropriate relationship with a female staffer. That's all you need to know.
No, I don't know, bro,
But
because I don't know.
apparently,
I was I didn't mean to cut you off, Bryce, but I was hearing a Charlemagne the God interview, and he kind of brought it up. He was saying that it sounded like he was fucking with one of these guys' wives.
yeah, that's what I heard, bro. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I heard it was like the
and
president's
like
wife or something.
Charlemagne called himself
Uh,
mid sentence. He called himself misstatement. He changed it up a little bit, but when he those first couple of words, if you like heard what he said, he basically insinuated that Aduka was fucking somebody wife, someone in that front office wife.
Yeah,
She gave up the cooties. I mean,
uh,
allegedly,
I
it's
heard
all
that
alleged.
same thing.
yeah, allegedly
So
usually means true. But
I mean,
okay,
that makes the
all right.
most sense because that seems why did that get out? That's the only reason
Hey,
something like that would get
hey,
out.
I'll tell you what. Boston better than me. Boston better than me. Cause you know what I would have did? I would have said, "Yeah, all right, motherfucker. I'm holding you hostage. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't coaching nowhere. You definitely ain't coaching our rivals. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of
Hey,
here,
would
bro.
you would have fired him?
No, I would have held him hostage.
you would have held him
Bro,
hostage to
imagine
that contract?
I
Because
would
how
have been.
long was that contract?
He would have been on suspension for the duration of his contract. Nah, at least for the end of the season. Come on, bro. To the fucking Nets, bro. What did they play the Nets in the chain? Oh, we're gonna just have Udoka smiling us on the sideline after you fucked your bitch, and now he over here coaching the Nets.
hey,
Nah,
bro,
Hey
that's
nah,
yo,
that's those are two L's
nah,
you never want to take, man. Somebody
nah.
fuck your girl
No
and
way.
they beat you in the
No way.
championship.
No
Can't
way.
you can't do both those. You can't do both those.
Oh
I
my
got your
god.
life in a vice grip, bro. Fuck that. Yo, bro, they some good people over there. Apparently, there must be some good people over there, good hearts out there. We willing to
Hey,
let
some
you
good
walk and
people.
shit.
Man.
I don't
yeah,
know,
like
shit.
I
They
don't know.
right. I'm about to let him because he's an asset. He's an asset to me, but he becomes a liability. He becomes an enemy. He goes to the other side, bro. He becomes a
Yeah.
detriment to your success, bro. And in the day, I'm trying to protect my own success. I'm not trying to necessarily fuck you over, but if me letting you off is gonna disadvantage me to what my goal, all right, bro. Now it's getting a little bit more tactical, bro. I might not be able to let you slide, bro. All right, yeah. If you want to go coach for the Thunder, yeah, go ahead. Not the Nets. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, go coach in D2 or some shit, bro. Yeah, you can. Yeah, coaching my division. You crazy? With KD? Come on, bro. They nice as hell to let that slide. I wouldn't be letting that shit slide. I'd be like, nah, veto that shit. Veto. Nah, real talk though,
Vito.
man.
He
Veto
says,
that
Oh
shit,
man.
bro.
That's the
Nah,
old
bro.
school fantasy football leagues right there, man. The veto button.
Well,
I
we don't
hate
have
you
the
guys
veto
and
on few. We
vetoes.
don't have the veto on few. We don't have the
Sometimes you
veto on
gotta
few.
veto shit in life. You look at
Sometimes you
life
gotta
like
Yeah,
listen.
I gotta veto that.
that's big facts, bro.
Let's get the
hey,
veto right
hey,
there.
chill, chill.
Real talk.
Oh man, that's too real.
Yo, shout out to the life veto, bro.
Yeah. Life is full of those,
Yo,
bro.
what was your last life veto, yo?
What do you mean?
Like you know how you veto trades sometimes in fantasy football, but it's just like it ain't right. Like what was your last veto of life,
Hey,
man?
I veto shit at work all the time.
Hmm.
Like fuck that, we ain't doing it that way.
Yeah, I had a couple of life vetoes recently, yo.
I've been trying. No, I haven't had one yet. I haven't been in that predicament just yet.
Who's
Yeah, I
Ray
haven't
Taylor?
been. There's nobody's. Mind your business, man.
Hey man, one more thing before we hop off, you guys. What y'all think about this Jake Paul guy, man? Do you guys think this dude is legit, a legit
No,
fighter?
I
Thank
didn't
no.
think he
you,
was legit
thank you.
until you said he beat Anderson Silva, though.
Yo, I watched that fight, bro, and
Anderson Silva is a
Anderson
great
people
fighter.
people got to stop playing with Jake Paul. Anderson Silva sat there and played with Jake Paul. Jake Paul might not be a great fighter, but he can fight. Right?
No, he can't.
He's got enough power in his arsenal to beat you, bro. And they're gonna give
No, he
him the
don't.
win. They're gonna give him the win if you don't fuck him up, bro. So when he knocked Anderson Silva down, I don't even think he really won that fight if you score it, you know what I mean, regular. But when he knocked Anderson Silva down, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. Nobody was gonna say that Anderson won that fight after that, bro. Like the people got to stop playing with him. And I watched that whole fight, man. Silva was like in his face, hands down. Wasn't even putting his hands up. Like people go in that ring and they play with Jake Paul. Like someone just got
Bro,
to take that shit serious and fucking
But
win already,
they
bro.
also
Like
not boxers though. He's fighting all these, MMA
that's
guys or Nate
that
Robinson. And
that's fair. But Silver got a
no, he
boxing
ain't fighting no
background
Nate
though. He could
Robinson.
he could
Chill out. He ain't fighting
Silver
Nate
could
Robinson.
box.
No, bro, you
he
talking
did fight
about
Nate.
fighters?
He did
These
fight
are
Nate
fake
Robinson.
fights. These are fixed fights, man. None
Wait,
of this
he
shit
did
is
he
real.
did fight Nate Robinson though.
No, he didn't. Jake Paul did not fight Nate Robinson. He called him out.
He did fight Nate Robinson.
No,
Yeah,
you
didn't
said
he
Was
Dave.
that
fight
I
his
him?
thought you
brother?
said Nick Robinson. Oh, I'm thinking about Nick Diaz. I'm thinking about him.
Yeah, you tripping,
These,
bro?
Nah,
You talking
he
Nate
hasn't.
Robinson, bro, the basketball player.
yeah, he knocked
Yeah.
him out, bro. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. These shits are big fights, bro. Like, nah.
Nah, that joint wasn't rigged. Yo, I saw people showing the slow mo trying to say the Anderson Silva knockout was rigged. Yeah, all right, bro. I saw that man get dry. That was not rigged, bro. He
Yeah.
connected with that man's temple, and that shit was not rigged, bro. He knocked that man down. He ain't knock him out though, but he did knock him down. But the question
Bro.
is, can he beat a real boxer? He was supposed to go against
No.
I seen
Nah,
Rockhold Jr.
I agree with
and
Hansel.
that fight got fight got canceled.
I mean, I'll say this though: Anderson Silva, the most credentialed person he's fought so far.
He
Right?
he fought Tyron Woodley as well, who's very credentialed in UFC. But he's not probably not as credentialed as Anderson Silva. But Anderson Silva's 47, bro.
And he played with him, bro. He played with him. He was like I need somebody to take Jake serious and actually box him. I agree with Hansel completely, yo. He's not beating a pro boxer.
100% not beating a pro boxer. Agree with it. But Hansel, he did call out Canelo.
Yo.
So that's a dream right there. I love to see him fight Canelo.
Bro,
Crazy.
bro, y'all tripping, man. Y'all really think this guy is? I'm not even gonna say disgrace to the sport because he's giving a view, but the fact that you got fans thinking this shit is legit is a disgrace to the sport. Come on, man.
Yo,
Y'all really gonna try to say he could compete with Canelo? Let alone can he even fight Earl Spence?
you know what was crazy though about the Silva fight is Silva fucking he faked a kick in a boxing match, bro. Because he said he is a kickboxer mostly. My man was faking kicks the whole time and getting them, bro. It was crazy. But that's what I mean though. Like nobody's taking them like serious and going in there like, yo, I'm about to box the shit out of you. And if you're not ready for that, then you're gonna get your ass whooped. Nobody's done that yet.
I'd imagine the
You know,
first
Floyd
person
will fight
to
him
do
for
it
the bag.
knocks him out.
Yeah, nah, I think he gets knocked out too. I think if he fights a real boxer, a pro boxer, he gets knocked out.
He's getting killed. He's getting washed.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this: he's selecting his opponents very wisely because
Yeah, I give him that
from the
much.
outside looking in, it
He's got good
seems like his
handlers.
opponents are getting better.
handlers. His handlers know what they're doing.
Seems like his opponents are getting better. Yeah, Silva is ancient, but I haven't really been on the UFC like that. But when I first got into UFC, Silva was the man, bro. So
Yeah, he was.
I can't just take
Top-
this lightly. I gave
top
no
five.
fucks about Jake Paul at all. I didn't even take this conversation seriously in the pre-show. until they said Silva. I was like, oh shit, you beat Anderson Silva?
Yeah, like Silva's probably top 5. I think Silva's probably top 5 MMA UFC fighter of all time. I don't know where I rank him in that top 5. Probably closer to maybe like 4.
I guess count. It's got to count for something. So it's like LeVar Ball. Like LeVar Ball said he was going to beat Michael Jordan 1-on-1. Like I don't care how old Michael Jordan is. If I beat Michael Jordan in 1-on-1, I beat Michael Jordan in 1-on-1, bro. And Jake Paul beat Anderson Silva in the fight, bro. And there's got to be something said for that.
No, there is.
There's not.
He's not.
That man's 47, bro. He's 47 years old,
bro. Imagine me. You know, G, bro. We go to the gym, we train, like we take that shit seriously. Imagine me getting serious about fighting and fighting Anderson Silva and beating him, bro.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
I mean, it's essentially the same shit, bro. It's essentially the same shit. Because who is Jake Paul?
How much training? How much training, bro?
I don't know. How serious do I want to be?
I don't think if
straight and eat, live, and sleep boxing.
The point is, for that to happen, it has to be a certain amount of discipline, dedication, X, Y, and Z. So the fact that he did that, coming from where we're sitting, is worth respect. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, I do respect it. I'll give him that because, and then just not only that, to even get in the ring with a boxer, man, is like, you know, it's super impressive, bro. I don't care whoever you get. I don't care if you're getting in the ring with Nate Robinson, honestly, because you're risking getting your ass knocked out on live TV, and getting knocked out on live TV in itself is not a good look.
So,
bro, can you just compare this to like a Washington Commanders player right now, so you could just put the cherry on top of this? Because I'm not about to hear you explain this to me.
Bryce,
and Anderson Silva is a legit competition, but they're just not legit boxers. So it's like,
Bryce, do you speak? I got the Commanders reference. You remember when Mike Westbrook and Stephen Davis got in that fight? That UFC stuff. That was some wild shit. They could have been doing what Le'Veon Bell doing. Mike Westbrook would have tore it up. Didn't he end up fighting in the cage?
I think he did. Yeah, he went on to be an MMA fighter.
Yeah. Now, actually, before we get out of here, man, anybody got a next opponent for Le'Veon Bell? Y'all want to see Jake Paul, Le'Veon Bell?
Nah, hell no. I want to see Jake Paul and a real boxer.
Yeah, I want to see him continue to climb the ladder. That's the whole point.
This is not a ladder. This is not a ladder. Yo, this is like a swing.
If he's fighting another gimmick, he should cancel, yo.
You can't tell me that Anderson Silva is not more impressive than beating Nate Robinson, okay? Like
it's not.
G said this is a step stool. This ain't no ladder.
Yo, G, I'd love to see you fight Anderson Silva. You get your ass kicked.
But he's not trying to box for millions of dollars, bro.
I'm not trying to. Yes, there you go.
He's not trying to get millions of dollars from people to watch him box. Like,
no, what I'm not trying to do is make a You know what? Whatever. I'm not even gonna continue this argument because it's pointless to me. I'm not gonna disrespect the sport that I love. Y'all gonna sit here and tell me Jake Paul's a real fighter because he beat an ancient Anderson Silva, not an Anderson Silva that defended his title 16 times in a row. No, y'all talking about Anderson Silva that broke his leg in a fight, and then his last official fight, he retired and got his ass whooped. And now he's fighting some kid.
Who you want to see him fight that'll earn your respect, bro? Since you thought that UFC fighters were the greatest athletes in the world. Remember when we had that conversation?
Actually, G, who is a actual good opponent?
Greatest athletes of all time. We had all UFC fighters. I'm like, what are you doing?
Who would be an actual fair opponent in your opinion, G, for Jake Paul?
An actual boxer, an actual boxer.
Do you have a name for me,
boxers? Any rookie, bro. Anybody that has at least 10 bouts. That's about it. I'm not asking you to fight Earl Spence because God knows Earl Spence will destroy that kid. And the fact that we're even saying he wants to fight Carnelo and people be like, oh, he could, bro. Why are we even saying that? For all I give a fuck, he could fight Danny Garcia. Shit, let him fight him. Or if not, let him fight Tank Davis. Just because Tank Davis wants a payday. You know what? Let him fight any of these new guys, but let's not come over here and say this guy's supposed to be the next best boxing hype. Like he's supposed like y'all talking about him like he's the next Mike Tyson because he's just knocking out old people. Come on now, man. Don't give me this crap.
Hey, bro,
That's fair.
nobody said he was Mike Tyson, bro. Cause like he's
I
not
didn't
a
say I
boxer.
said y'all hyping him up like he's Mike
Yeah,
Tyson.
but we don't. But people do be hyping him up, bro. Like I see it online. I see it on social media. You got a lot of people that hype this man up like he's the truth, yo.
We're
You
going to have
know
to
what he is?
revisit
He's a
this.
great thing for the sports because what he's doing is making fun of the actual promoters out here that aren't giving us the real fights that we want. And
Yeah.
that's the one thing
Yeah,
I applaud to him. Like he's doing something that now you got real actual boxing promoters looking at him like, how the fuck is this kid making even money? And like look at those promoters holding out on these fights. What is Tank is finally about to fight? What's his kid? What's his kid Tank is about to fight now? What's his
Tank about
name?
to fight Garcia. But
Garcia,
we'll
right?
see. We'll
Finally,
see.
allegedly, look, you got promoters trying to scramble that fight now because you know the seeing what Jake is doing to the sport. He's making money, and the fact that that fight didn't happen not too long ago, even the shit with Earl Spence. Earl Spence should have been fought one of those guys, not the Jamal brothers, not the Charles brother, but what's the other guy? That's the other heavy. That's the other champion in
Not
that.
Benavidez.
No. It's Earl Spence and somebody else.
Oh,
What's the other
Crawford.
kid?
Come on, Crawford.
Crawford. There you go. That fight should been happened a long time ago. And the fact that that hasn't happened yet is like, and that's why when you see Jake Paul doing this, like I commend it because he's giving the audience what we want. We want something entertainment. We want something entertainment because clearly these promoters is giving us bullshit fights. The fact that Canelo gave us Triple G after how many long to finish the trilogy? Like that shit should have happened back to back to back. And the fact that they took
Definitely.
forever to finish that,
Definitely.
like even now, it's just like, we kind of see the writing on the wall with the Triple G one with Canelo, because like, you're gonna beat a old Triple G, not Triple G in his prime that he was just fucking the man. You're beating an old Triple G up, like and that's what I'm saying right now. Like I commend him because he's giving us something, but this is and he's laughing back at the actual boxing promotions that are stalling out on us. Like even the shit with with Tyson Fury and Joshua Anthony, like Anthony Joshua, that should have happened a while ago. Or Joshua versus oh fuck, what's my man's name? He fought fuck Devontae. Not am I saying it right?
Deontay Wilder.
The Waller, there you go. Joshua and Devontae Waller should have happened a while ago. Like these fights that are not happening, and then now you got this kid doing this to the sport. And it's sad, like you having this
It
kid.
dilutes the sport, bro. It
It
dilutes the
does,
sport, bro.
and it hurts the sport more than anything. But the
No,
fact
but that's
that
the question, G. Does it hurt the sport in the long run, or does it bring
yes,
attention to the sport? And is that
it,
positive?
it hurts the sports in the long run because now you're about to have a bunch of YouTube stars and celebrity boxing matches dominating the sport, an actual sport that's about technician, about like just more than just haymakers. It's about
Yeah.
them giving us 12 to 10 rounds. And now you got YouTube celebrities. You're gonna have, God forbid, random street fighters fighting and getting hurt, getting real concussions, and practically dying. Long enough that you got actual pro fighters dying on after they get knocked out. Now you're gonna have people coming out the street thinking that just because they could fight. Like, nah, you can't do that. And I tell you guys for sure, my number one sport is boxing, and then it's combat sports because it's an art to it. It's beauty in those punches. To see a guy like Floyd Mayweather be undefeated still. Like you got Chavez that did it when he's not 89 and old before he took his first loss, and to him just come recently out and say like I could have been a better fighter if I didn't have a cocaine addiction. Like, and then Sugar Ray, like you see good fighters like that the way they landed through punches is just so magnificent. And like the thing about them that make Mike Tyson such a great fighter, it wasn't just that he threw haymakers, it's how the fuck he landed them shits and just threw them shits with so much power. And the fact that Mike Tyson was a short heavyweight, because he wasn't those tall heavyweights, he was a short heavyweight, and he was just putting people out of the misery. The fact that you bought a pay-per-view fight for like just for 30 seconds. And I love boxing. And this is just like, yo, damn, to see this is just like, oh, it hurts. But it's like, oh, I see why it's happening. I don't mean to like take all the time right now, but it's just boxing is my love. I love it.
No,
Hey, nah,
I
same
know it
here,
is. That's
bro.
why
Like,
that's why I asked. I knew that would get you going. I think that was a great answer though.
Reform. We need reform in the sport of boxing, right? These promoters is keeping us away from the shit that we need, bro. I never heard it. I never heard no shit like this. It's like the plug hoarding the weed, bro. Yeah, I got weed, but you can't have it. Like, nigga, fuck. What we
But
doing this shit for, bro?
but
We can't
but you
we
also
can't
got
enjoy this shit, bro.
you,
Like, oh,
you
nah, we got older, you know what I'm saying? 3 months from now you can have it. Nah, we ain't doing that. We don't got time for that.
but the thing about it also that dilutes the sport is the fact they got so many belts. Each weight got like 5 different belts, and like only 2 or 1 of them counts. It's nuts.
Yeah, nah, it's wild, bro. It's wild, bro. You know what I mean? Boxing ain't doing it right, though. I like to see some reform in the sport of boxing. And yeah, gee, it's a good passion that you got for the sport, bro. We need that, bro. We need that, bro. But yeah, man, I'm tired. It's been a long night, bro. Eventful day. A lot going on, man. It's a good time to hit that subscribe button. It's a good time to hit that like button. It's a good time to hit that follow button. If you're tuning in from us on the Spotify, pay that $1.99. Get some real special shit. You know what I mean? Pre-show listeners, we love you the most. Extra special place in our hearts. You know what I'm saying? And if my dragon eats your dragon, just know it wasn't personal. All right.
Is this like a Game of Thrones reference? Please tell me it was.
hey, G, I don't know what reference it was, G. I wasn't too sure about it, man.
Like that's the only thing that I know that's dragon related. Unless you're watching the Lord of the Rings new show, but
Nah, shout
what?
out to Game of Thrones. I'm gonna miss it.
I don't know nothing about
Man,
no
fuck it.
dragons, bro. I don't know nothing
I'm
about no
late.
dragons.
I'm late. Halloween passed, but next year my dog is gonna be a dragon. Best believe that. Best believe that. Because that's when we gonna get the new John. But anyway, it's been a great show, man. Everybody tapping in with us. You the realest. You know how we end every show. Sports for the culture.
Deporte para